Let's transition to your tropical update because we got a little bit of action in the tropics. Of course, we've already had 3 named systems so far this season: Alberto, Beryl, and Chris. Next name on the list would be Debbie, and we're hoping when and if Debbie develops, it's not coming anywhere close to Houston. That's our hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Right now, nothing expected to develop in the Caribbean or the Gulf and head our way in the next week or so. We're only monitoring this 1 week area of showers and storms, weak area of low pressure right off of the east coast of Florida, right off of the Georgia coast, and it has a teeny tiny shot that it could develop or blossom into a tropical system over the next 2 to 7 days. That chance, however, very low, only 10%, and it likely drifts onto the southeastern U.S. coast by this weekend. So if it doesn't get its act together and develop by then, it's pretty much a wrap for this system. So I think some gusty wind, high risk for rip currents, a little bit of heavy rain possible right along the southeastern U.S. coast with that system, but that is going to be about it. We've still got very warm water temperatures all across the Gulf of Mexico, western portions of the Atlantic, and down into the Caribbean Sea. Those temps well into the 80s. So we certainly have the warm water to help to fuel any potential tropical systems. But we also have Saharan dust. That usually acts to inhibit or limit tropical development. You can see those darker brown colors indicating some of that more dense Saharan dust out there in the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, and even into parts of the Gulf of Mexico. So let's hope we keep this dust around a little longer because that will help to limit tropical development, but we can't rule it out. For our area, though, it does appear as though it will be at least a week or longer before we have even a chance of anything that could head our way. Of course, we've still got to be vigilant. We've still got to be prepared. We've already been hit by a hurricane once this season, but we know the hurricane season runs all the way through the end of November. In fact, we haven't even gotten to the busiest part of our hurricane season, which is typically mid to late August, all of September, and the first part of October, with that peak being right around September 10th. So don't let your guard down. Of course, we're cleaning up from Hurricane Beryl, but you have to remember there could be more systems from the tropics to head our way. So make sure you have your hurricane kit, know your evacuation plan, and make sure you have all of those things that you would need to survive and thrive during one of these tropical systems if they were to hit us again. Let's hope that we've dealt with everything we're going to deal with from the tropics this season, but just make sure that you are ready just in case. Well, that will do it for your weather update. Once again, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.